2018 marks the 5th edition of the Dubai Tour. 5 stages, 841 kilometres and barely a climb in sight. No wonder then that the who's who of sprinters are in attendance. Kittel, Cavendish, Viviani, Degenkolb, Kristoff and Groenewegen to name a few. This year Skydive Dubai hosts the start of every stage, with day 1 taking the riders from there over 167 kilometres of pan-flat route, eventually finishing at the nearby Palm Jumeirah. It didn't take long for the early break to form. Nathan van Hooydonk, son of the famous Eddie Bosberg, was the first to go. The BMC rider was soon joined by Daniel Tekla-Hymenot in his first outing for Team Cofidis, Andy Fenn of Aqua Blue, Charles Planet of Team Novo Nordisk, and young rider Youssef Mohamed Al Mansouri riding for Team UAE. Bonus seconds in Dubai are normally the deciding factor in the overall classification. Mansouri stole a march on his rivals there, catching them napping and nabbing himself 3 seconds in the process. Behind, the bunch was driven by Quick-Step riding for Viviani and Katusha riding for the defending champion Kittel. With 24 Ks to go and the peloton closing in quickly, the break began to split. Andy Fenn made a strong move and was joined shortly after by Planet. The two managed to double their advantage, an effort that proved too much for Planet, who could do nothing as he watched Fenn ride into the distance. Even with a 1 minute's advantage, it was always going to be a tough task for a solo rider, and with just under 10 Ks to go, Fenn was swept up by a bunch now moving at blistering speeds. As they approached the palm, a touch of wheels caused a number of riders to hit the deck, but it appeared that most of the sprinters emerged unscathed. Into the last kilometre and it seemed as though Quick-Step had judged things perfectly. Lead-out specialist Fabio Sabatini delivered Viviani brilliantly, but equally well drilled were Lotto El Jumbo. Dylan Groenewegen kicked with 200 metres to go and nobody could get around him, partly because there wasn't enough room between him and the barriers. Closest to Groenewegen, albeit on the other side of the road, was Magnus Cort Nielsen, while a replay shows a visibly frustrated Kittel, whose chain came off after he swerved to avoid the Astana rider. Groenewegen not only takes the stage but also of course the race lead, the blue jersey that goes with it, plus the red jersey as the leader of the points competition, and the white jersey as the best young rider. Appropriately the same colours as the Dutch flag. Not a bad way to start your season. Expect another fast finish among the sprinters tomorrow for the longest stage of the race at 190 kilometres. To see Matt discussing the finer points of sprinting with Caleb Ewan at last year's Giro d'Italia, click here. And for our preview of this year's Tour Down Under, click here.